A few weeks ago I started a summer project together with you, my viewers. I proposed to build a robo-tank. Many people commented and more than 200 joined the project when the infrastructure was ready. Are you interested in what happened afterwards? And maybe you discover a new tool for your next project. Grüezi YouTubers, here is the guy with a Swiss accent, with a new episode and fresh ideas around sensors and microcontrollers. After my first video, the support for the idea was significant, and many ideas were already presented in the YouTube comments. I created an infrastructure to support such a global project based on free services and announced it in a second video. The foundation consisted of the well-known GitHub for code sharing, Google Drive for documents, and Discord for collaboration. Especially Discord was new to me and to many of my viewers. So far it is mostly used by gamers. And, as we found out, it is also a great way to collaborate on projects. So let's start with the structure of the project as I presented it in the first update. I proposed to structure the project in several parts like chassis, motors, hardware for the tank, remote control, energy, vision, gun, and so on. As we discovered in the first days, structuring the project was very important. But also collaboration was needed between teams. For example, between the remote control and the controller team to agree on the communication standards. I created a structure on GitHub representing the parts of the project. In Discord, we started without structure. A lot of people joined the main channel and started to chat. After a very short time, it became clear that a structure was also needed here. Discord uses channels to separate conversations. So I created a similar structure as on GitHub. Now people were able to join the topic they were interested in most. Discord offers some options to customize your server and channels. Fortunately, I had Jamie who helped me a lot to adapt it to the needs of this project. Especially authorizations and who gets which announcements had to be adjusted. Nearly 300 people joined and started to chat like hell. After a day or so it was clear that I did not have the time to keep up in all channels. So I started to search for team leads for each channel. Their task was mainly to structure the part project during its initial brainstorming phase and keep track of the results. I found a lead for all channels. Thank you guys. Now I was able to depart for my holidays and watch what happened from the sideline. The creativity of more than 200 people with a vague goal exploded. I'm not sure if somebody even wanted to go to Mars with the project. This was good because this first phase was dedicated to brainstorming and getting ideas. During this time, a few things became clear. This phase worked very well and a lot of ideas and wishes were described. Many links to other projects and resources were created. But there was a big difference between wants and capabilities. Aspirations were definitely bigger than the capabilities offered by the project members. A lot of information was made available by the different participants. I think it can be valuable to browse through some of the channels if you're interested in the topic. I'm nearly sure you will discover some new stuff. Possible solutions were discussed, but the mandatory which board is better than the other discussion started to appear. Even if we had no agreed goal nor requirements for such a board. This seems to be a standard issue in technology. I often saw similar behaviors in big corporations. The interests were quite scattered, with the most significant group who wanted to see and learn. Some wanted to have fun and others already started with some design work. It became clear that we needed a channel for the team leads only. For our meetings, we also created a voice channel. Discord offers voice chats as a standard feature. I also created some meeting rooms for private chats around a particular topic. One project member suggested an off-topic channel to separate these discussions from the main work. When we started to find a time for our regular team meetings, we were fully hit by time zones. 3 team leads in the North American time zone and the rest scattered across Europe, we only found one common time on Sunday, 19 o'clock UTC. Fortunately for that matter, we had no team lead in an Asian time zone. Brainstorming is the first phase of a project. It should be followed by a precise definition of the goals or requirements. Only with such a document a successful project is possible. Because if you have no goal, every direction is the right direction. There was no sign that the brainstorming phase would ever end. To get to the next stage, I asked the team leads to actively collect requirements and agree on specifications in their part of the project. This was not easy and no team was able to decide on what they wanted to build. After a time, I decided to propose a version 1 of the tank consisting of a tank based on the T300 chassis on hand with a drive based on the current available geared motors. During discussions, it became clear that the brushed motors were easier than brushless for slow-moving applications. An ESP32 controller for the low-level control of the tank, a remote controller based on an ESP32, and 2 cheap joysticks. The usage of standard PlayStation controllers was heavily discussed and some experiments were done, but it was too hard to get it integrated with the ESP32 on the tank. On the other side, reading 2 potentiometers of a joystick was very easy. A turret to move the gun. A version 2 would then use a single board computer for higher level applications like vision or mission control. At this time, most of the people got passive, and the number of posts became smaller and smaller. So this was a quite significant move as it gave the teams a goal. After this announcement, some code was created for the remote control and the tank controller. It is based on ESP-now and uses JSON messages to transfer speed and angle for the tank. PCBs were created for the remote control, one using standard components for the guys without significant soldering skills, and one using SMD parts. In the drives channel, the development of a custom module was started to replace the monster shield used by the prototype. The guiding principle for all our decisions was modularity and standard interfaces between the parts. I started to build a version 1 of the tank. Unfortunately, my Chinese motor driver was dead on arrival, and I had, against my rule, only ordered 1 piece. So I had to wait for a replacement to arrive. And we started to use GitHub as a platform for our developments. The code was developed in Northern Europe and I tested and debugged here in Switzerland. On the other side of the pond, the gun team started with a turret. Fortunately, the team lead had a similar tank already in his lab, so he was able to do some tests with a laser instead of a gun. And he started to write the software for this part. He did that in a very modular way, so this will be the base for the future ESP32 code, and we will transfer the communication and motor driver part into his structure. What is the status of the project? We have a working tank based on 2 ESP32s. It moves. And how it moves. Because we changed the motor driver, we were able to replace the 2 18650 batteries with a LiPo from a quadcopter. The effect, nearly 16 volts instead of 6 volts at the motors. And we also have a moving turret for the gun. Because we did not get ESP-now working bidirectionally, we still do not have a telemetry channel back to the remote control. If I look at Discord, I see that the last dates of posts are a few days old and the main work is done by the project leads, which is not bad compared with my expectations. I was only hoping for a few guys and was overwhelmed with the initial participation. But it is also a learning about self-organizing groups. From the point of an experiment, I learned that self-organizing groups are not easy to create. Even a bunch of people with a similar hobby and a vague goal did not automatically lead to results. Also not with modern communication tools. One problem for sure is that the project contained specific hardware. It would have been easier if I had chosen a project with a microcontroller only. Most people did not have the material on hand to start with some experimentation. I also think that my laissez-faire approach was not helpful. Because it is our hobby, I did not want to be the boss and wanted to leave the members maximal freedom. Looking back from today, I think it would have been better to have more leadership right from the beginning. What are the next steps? I hope we will finish the PCBs for the remote control. It will be a great asset because it also can be used for other projects. It is based on a Wii Rover board with an external antenna connector to get a longer range. I hope we will be able to complete a gun. Maybe we will also get a PCB for the motor drive, a feedback loop for the encoders on the motor, and an accelerator and compass to keep the particular direction. We will have to see if the SPC and the advanced groups will develop features like vision or mission control. For sure, I will try to use my LiDAR for obstacle avoidance. I would love a case for the remote control. You see, we still have plenty of work if you want to participate. It was always thought of a shared project with you, my viewers, so it's also up to you to make it happen. Summarized, we were able to create a global team consisting of more than 200 people. Discord was very helpful for that. If you have to build a decentralized project team, you can use a similar Discord structure consisting of channels for topics, meeting rooms for shared voice meetings, and 2 team lead channels, one for chat and one for voice. Using specialized hardware for the project probably was not a good idea. A software project or a project using only simple parts like a microcontroller would have been much better. It is very easy to get many ideas. Decide on specifications was difficult, and get many people working on the project was quite difficult. Only a tiny part of the first bunch started to work on the project. Thank you guys. So some leadership is necessary even in the digital age. We will see how this develops and if we get some support for the next steps. I keep you updated. I hope this video was useful or at least interesting for you. If true, please consider supporting the channel to secure its future existence. You find the links in the description. Thank you. Bye.